Alright, now I'm putting myself in a very vulnerable position by making this video, but it needs to be said because I feel like my story could help somebody else. So we're going to be talking about how to stop masturbating, because I know a bunch of y'all do it. Now, I quit when I became a Catholic, because they don't let that slide. Entering the fullness of Christianity is a great thing. I recommend all of you do it. Become Catholic, because that's the church established by Jesus Christ. But we can talk about that another day. But the thing is, how to stop masturbating. Now, my thing, I used to masturbate a bunch. Every day since I was in 6th grade up until just this year. I used to masturbate sometimes 3 times a day at least, up to 15 times a day, maybe even 20 times a day. I don't know. I just got caught up in the bliss of it all. But I was a chronic masturbator. I just sit in my bed for hours after school doing it back to back. Be so much friction, it hurt so much. It was painful. But, tunnel vision, it'll get you. And I just used to masturbate all that much. In fact, my family probably didn't know how much I did it. But I quit. And it's been 75 days since I masturbated. In fact, I got it on my calendar. I count the days. It's been 75 days since I masturbated, and I never thought I would have been able to do that. Since I became Catholic, I only relapsed twice. But this is the longest I've been, 75 days. So let me tell you how it could be done, right? First off, just resist all the desires. Resist all your desires. Well, don't resist. That's a bad thing for me to say. Flee. When you get tempted, pray the rosary, right? Pray the rosary. We can talk about how to pray the rosary, but learn how to pray the rosary and Divine Mercy Chaplet, and when you get tempted, pray it. Like this thing, by praying it, you fight sin, right? You knock Satan upside his head, because he hates the rosary. So pray the rosary when you feel sexually tempted, right? When you're laying in bed in the day, just thinking, oh, dang, I'm so horny. I could masturbate so easily right now, and it feels so good. I just want to do that. Pray the rosary. Get a rosary out, pray it. You ain't even got to have a rosary. Just pray it on your fingers, right? That's the first thing you should do. Second off, become Catholic, right? Go to confession. Because there's sacramental graces attached to confession. When you confess that you've done a particular sin in the confessional booth, when that priest says the words of absolution, you are absolved of it, but also God puts on a strength, gives you the grace of strength to resist that. Okay. Third off, just pray for release, the strength to deal with this temptation, right? Fourth off, receive the Eucharist. Be confirmed into the fullness of the Catholic Church and receive the Eucharist as often as you can. Because whenever you take the consecrated body and blood of Jesus, or even just the body of Jesus, if that's all your parish offers, then there's also sacramental graces attached to that. It makes it easier to resist sin. And I can attest to that. So, since I've started receiving the Eucharist, I haven't masturbated. That's amazing for me, and I want to share that with others. Now, last off, I would say, avoid whatever caused you to masturbate in your life, right? Just avoid it. Like, that if you're alone in your room, laying in bed, and, whatever, you're going to be tempted to masturbate, put your hands in your pants and do hanky-panky with yourself, do whatever. So avoid that. Go see family. Don't be alone much. If Instagram, YouTube, whatever, if that's what causes you to masturbate, delete it, right? It's what Jesus said in Matthew 5:27 through 30. He said, if your right hand causes you to stumble, cut it off and throw it away. It is better to enter heaven missing a hand than it is to go to hell with both your hands. What that means is, have an Instagram. If that is what causes you to masturbate or be extremely tempted to masturbate, Delete Instagram. Would you rather go to heaven without Instagram or go to hell with Instagram? Right? If it's being around a certain person that makes you horny and wants to makes you want to masturbate, avoid that person. I don't care if it's a fiance, what do they call a guy fiance? I don't know, probably a fiance. But if it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, avoid them, right? But do penance. I should also say that. Do penance. Make yourself suffer a little bit. So that give up something that the idea of penance is you give up something you don't have to give up so that it makes it easier to resist doing the things that are sinful. Right? Resist things that aren't sinful so that it's easier to resist and deny yourself when temptation does come for things that are sinful. Right? Like, fasting. I could go a day without eating, and that's me denying myself something I don't have to deny myself of. But it makes it easier to resist temptation to masturbate when that temptation comes up, because that's a damnable thing, right? I think you're forgetting. Also, something I want to add. Keep in mind, if you masturbate, masturbation is a mortal sin. Meaning, if you masturbate and you fully consent to the action, you know it's sinful fully, but you still do it anyways, if you die in that state without going to confession, you will go to hell forever. That's how it is. You will die outside of God's grace, and there will be no mercy for you. You will go to hell forever. That's what I wanted to say. But we have this weak culture where everybody thinks that every sexual desire they have has to be fulfilled in one way or another. I learned the hard way that's not true. So quit being weak. Quit being weak. Stop masturbating, because masturbating is for the weak. Y'all cringy little unbased guys. That last line was out of pocket, but it's true. Okay. Have a good day. Remember what I said. Have a good day. Bye.